Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today, guys, we're going to be jumping down into the world of Cardano, taking a look at the most recent price action with what has been going on and what we expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, smash the like button. I do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, tapping the bell, selecting all those notifications, and you will not miss another video here on YouTube. Above and beyond those things, make sure you do join us down in the Discord server. It's the first place to let you know of what is going on in the crypto space. If you wanted to know about FTX before everything unfolded, the Discord server was the place to be. That was allowing our community to short FTT as everything started to unfold. So check it out, links in the description below. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Cardano. This is ADA paired up with USDT on the hourly chart. Binance is the data source, and we absolutely nailed the recent low. As you can kind of see just down here, we had our fifth wave expectations. This was between 29.46 and 29.87, and you can also see the slightly bigger range here just coming in. Oh, let me just bring this back down a little bit. 27.37 and 29.54. And you can see that we hit both of these in one foul swoop. However, I don't think that this is actually the fifth wave done. Here, I still think that this is actually looking very much like an ending diagonal structure. So let me just show you something. If I come up to our fourth wave high point up here, and I bring this down, we can start to actually make sense of this as a parallel channel. It's probably a tad too far. Let me just bring this back down in here. There we go. So you can kind of see, if I just adjust this a fraction up here again, okay, that we're inside this parallel channel, kind of bouncing around a little bit. Okay, and I could take it from the upper area as well. It's just actually easier to look at it from this perspective. So when I look at this, what I'm actually seeing here is a potential for a five-wave move that could actually be a fifth wave in itself. Okay, so we're ending our fifth wave of a fifth wave in an overextended diagonal potentially. That sounds like a lot. I mean, there's a couple of different ways of looking at it. So for starters, an ending diagonal like this, where we have slight overlap here, and then we come down a little bit further. Okay, and the wave 5 can't be longer than wave 3. So again, we'll just keep a close eye on those things. But essentially, it does look like we have this potential move occurring here. So I'm still expecting slightly lower lows here for Cardano's ADA before we can take advantage of whatever happens next. So looking at it in a little bit more detail, what do we see? Well, we can see that we had this move upwards, we pulled back, we then pushed up, we pulled back down, and we have overlap in here, we then push back up, we pull back down, lots and lots of overlap, and we're moving back down again. Okay, so we want to be really cautious here. This is a particular pattern that I've seen a lot recently, specifically when you go up, you kind of consolidate, you go up, consolidate, go up, consolidate, go up, consolidate, and then you repeat the pattern on the way down as well. Okay, wouldn't be too hard missed if people started saying, you know, this looks like a head and shoulder pattern. It doesn't to me, but, you know, some people might start saying that it does, where we end up with something maybe like this, and we just kind of pull these in and we go up, come down, and so forth, right? Essentially, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking actually there are a series of W, X, Y, X, Z to that effect. And we've got a couple of options actually. I probably would put that one over this side to be fair, like so. Okay, it's not five waves, it's not impulsive, it hasn't got the structures for that or anything like that, it hasn't met those minimum requirements, and so I'd say it's probably something like that, and we've just bounced up. So we'll be keeping a close eye on it, seeing how it goes, but I would expect further downside here. Now, if this is the case, I'm going to say and estimate that our low point is going to be down here. Okay, so again, falling inside of our bigger yellow box area, so I'll drag this one across, and I'll put another one just in here as well. So it's going to be 26.95 down to a slightly lower level here at, if I can get it on there, 28.03. I'll go ahead and delete the fibs. Okay, so now we have a newer target just down here at the bottom. That basically is where I would estimate that we're likely to end up. I would expect it to be a three-wave drop, so just like to the upside here where it's a W, X, Y, X, Z, I would actually expect this to be more something like this. Okay, so I'd expect some kind of bounce to the upside before we actually fall down into the depths. So yeah, it's looking like 28 to 28.95 could be an interesting level for Cardano. Now, if I go ahead and bring up our stochastic RSIs, what do we see? Well, we see an hourly stochastic RSI heading back up to the upside. We're oversold on the 4-hour, but not the 8-hour, not the daily. The weekly we are, and the monthly we are. So things are progressing nicely, but they are not quite where they need to be. As you can kind of see, we're only just down in this oversold area here. On the 8-hour, we've got a long way to go. On the 12-hour, we're still up in the overbought area. On the 16-hour, we're overbought. On the 20-hour, we're overbought. On the daily, we're heading up to the overbought area. So there's definitely a lot of areas that we need to be concerned with across the board there, specifically on the higher time frame levels. But for now, it does look like we need to come down a little bit lower and finish off this structure, which is, of course, a large ending diagonal pattern. Okay, now for the most part, all of this I think would just fall inside a larger C wave movement here. But again, we would also want to look at this as a potential 5-wave structure in itself, or a zigzag pattern coming down, bouncing up, and then moving back down. It's actually gotten quite corrective on Cardano, so there's definitely no kind of major kind of how do I say it, like trends to the downside or anything like that from an Elliott wave theory perspective. Now, if I do go ahead and find one of these that is the 200, that's this one here. If I throw this on, you can see that we are kind of just trending down with the 200 EMA. And if I go and zoom in on this, you can see right here that we were rejected from the 200 EMA again. So basically, this exponential moving average is usually a trend filter. It helps people ascertain whether or not we are trending in a downward motion or an upward motion. When you're below it, you're trending down, and when you're above it, you're trending up. It's generally the kind of rule of thumb. Depending on the time frame that you're on, of course, some are more important than others. But here you can see on the hourly chart that we were rejected from this, and we've been pulling back down ever since. And this is something that we've been trending across for a while. Okay, so for the most part, my expectation is that we continue moving down a little bit more here with Cardano in towards the 28-cent range before we start to talk about a bit of a run to the upside. I'm going to leave this video right there, a little of a brief update on Cardano. If you found it useful and informative, hit the like button. I do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.